Welcome back, my dear students, in our marketing research course. We will discuss today chapter 3 in research design. A research design is the heart and soul of the marketing research project. It outlines how the marketing research project will be conducted and guide data collection, analysis, and report preparation. We will divide this chapter for part 1 and part 2. After reading this chapter, you should be able to define research design, classify various research design, and explain the difference between exploratory and conclusive design. Compare and contrast the basic research design, exploratory, descriptive, and causal researches. Describe the major sources of errors in a research design, including random sampling error and the various sources of non-sampling error. Discuss managerial aspects of coordinating research project, particularly budgeting and scheduling. Describe the elements of a marketing research proposal and show how it addressed the steps of marketing research process. In the definition of the research design, we can discuss that the research design is a framework blueprint for conducting the marketing research project. It details the procedures necessary for obtaining the information needed to structure or solve marketing research problem. Although a broad approach to the problem has already been developed, the research design specifies the details. The implementing of this approach, a research design lays the foundation for conducting the project. A good research design will ensure that the marketing research project is conducted effectively and efficiently. Typically, a research design involves the components or tasks of defining the information needed, design the exploratory, descriptive, or causal phases of the research, specify the measurement and scaling procedures, construct and pretest a questionnaire or an appropriate form for data collection, specify the sampling process and sample size, develop a plan of data analysis. Each of these components will be discussed in great detail in the subsequent chapter. First, we must further our understanding of the research design with a classification of the different types. So we will return here in our slide and of the research design definition. We can define the research design is a framework or blueprint for conducting the marketing research project. It details the procedures necessary for obtaining the information needed to structure or solve marketing research problems. And in this slide, we have the classification of the marketing research design. The research design can be classified to exploratory research design, conclusive research design, and the conclusive research design can be classified into two parts: descriptive research and the causal research. The descriptive research has two types: cross-sectional design and the longitudinal design. The cross-sectional design has two different types: single cross-sectional design and the multiple cross-sectional design. Research design may be broadly classified as exploratory or conclusive. The differences between exploratory and conclusive research are summarized in the next table. The primary objective of the exploratory research is to provide insights into and an understanding of the problem confronting the research. Exploratory research is used in causes when you must define the problem most perfectly, identify relevant course of action, or gain additional insights before an approach can be developed. The information needed is only loosely defined at this stage, and the research process that is adopted in flexible and under structures. For example, it may consist of personal interviews with industry experts, the sample selected to generate maximum insights in is small and non-representative. The primary data are qualitative in nature and are analyzed accordingly. Given these characteristics of research process, the findings of exploratory research should be regarded as tentative or as input or further research. Typically, such as research is followed by further exploratory or conclusive research. Sometimes this exploratory research, particularly qualitative research, it all the research that is conducted. In these cases, caution should be exercised in utilizing the findings obtained. Exploratory research will be discussed in more detail in the next section. The insights gained from exploratory research might be verified or qualified by conclusive research, as in the opening sample. The importance of social causes that business should address identify through exploratory research was determined through a survey. This will show it that the public education was the most important cause of concern to a present of respondent. The objective of conclusive research is to test specific hypotheses and examine specific relationships. This requires that the researcher clearly specify the information needed. And here we can define the exploratory research as one type of research design which has its primary objective the provision of insights into and comprehension of the problem or situation facing the researcher. And the difference between exploratory research and conclusive research, that the conclusive research are researches designed to assist the decision maker in determining, evaluating, and selecting the best course of action to take in a given situation. And we can say that the conclusive research is typically more formal and structured than exploratory research. It's based on large representative sample and the data obtained are subjected to qualitative analysis. The findings from the research are considered to be conclusive in nature in that they are used as input into managerial decision making. However, it should be noted that from the perspective of the philosophy of science, nothing can be proven and nothing is conclusive. In this table, there are a comparison between exploratory research and conclusive research. The difference in the objective in the exploratory research, the objective to provide insights and understanding, but the objective of the conclusive research is to specific hypotheses and examine the relationships. The difference in the characteristics in the exploratory research, information needed is defined only loosely. Research process is flexible and unstructured. Sample in small and non-representative analysis of primary data is qualitative. And the characteristics in the conclusive research is the information needed is clearly defined, research process is formal and structured, sample is large and representative, data analysis is quantitative. In the findings or the results of the exploratory research, it is tentative, and the conclusive research, the findings are conclusive. In the outcomes of exploratory research are generally followed by further exploratory or conclusive research, but the conclusive research findings or outcomes are findings used as input into decision making. And this table includes a comparison of the basic three types of the research design. These three types of research design are exploratory research, descriptive research, causal research. We will make a comparison for these objectives, these characteristics, and these methods. An exploratory research objective is discovery of ideas and insights. But the descriptive research objectives describe market characteristics or functions. In the causal research objectives determine the cause and effect relationships, but in the comparison of the characteristics of these three types of researches, in exploratory research, characteristics are flexible, versatile, and in the descriptive research, characteristics marked by the prior formulation of specific hypotheses, and in the causal research, characteristics are manipulation of one or more independent variables or control of other mediating variables. In the different methods of the exploratory research, expert surveys, payload surveys, secondary data, qualitative research, and in the descriptive research methods are secondary data, surveys, panels, observation, and other data, and in the causal research methods are experiments. In this slide, we have the uses of exploratory research. We said that the exploratory research, as its name implies, the objective of exploratory research is to explore or search through a problem or situation to provide insights, understanding. Exploratory research could be used for any of the following purpose that we have here in our slide. The uses of exploratory research: number one, formulate a problem or define a problem more accurately. Number two, identify alternative courses of action. Number three, develop hypotheses. Number four, isolate key variables and relationships for further examination. Number five, gain insights for developing an approach to the problem. The opening example in the overview section illustrated the use of exploratory research to identify the social cause that the American business should be concerned about. This research identified the following cause as child care, drug abuse, and public education, hunger, crime, the environment of medical research, and poverty in general. Exploratory research is meaningful in any situation where the researcher doesn't have enough understanding to proceed with the research project. Exploratory research is characterized by flexibility and versatility with respect to the method, because formal research protocols and procedures are not employed. Some methods for the exploratory research, like survey of experts, pilot surveys, and secondary data analyzed in a qualitative way. And in the end, we have the qualitative research. The using for the descriptive research is to describe the characteristics of relevant groups such as consumers, salespersons, organizations, or market areas. The second use for the descriptive research to estimate the percentage of units in a specified population show a certain behavior. The third use for the descriptive research to determine the perceptions of product characteristics, and then to determine the degree to which marketing variables are associated, and to make specific predictions or improvements. Complete the different types of the descriptive researches in the next lecture. So we will complete the different types of the descriptive research. Thank you, my dear students.